Shocking news again rocked the international entertainment world when an emotional moment involving Jungkook and Taehyung, or familiarly called V, became a global conversation. In what should have been a joyous occasion, fans' cameras caught a flash of tears falling from the eyes of BTS golden mean John Jungkook. The tears were not just ordinary drops, but a symbol filled with questions, anxiety, and a big question mark. Is it true that Taehyung will really leave BTS? This phenomenon quickly dominated the virtual universe. Related hashtags rose to the top of the world's trending, and thousands of speculations sprang up as if no one was able to resist curiosity. At first, the atmosphere was normal. BTS is known as a group with a dynamic that is always warm in front of the public, but recently a number of small signs have appeared that indicate a big change. As Taehyung appeared with a more often somber expression and a blank look, ARMY began to wonder. When certain moments show Jungkook, who continues to look at him with concern, it is as if there is a silent conversation that only the two of them can understand. Until finally, the event broke out. Jungkook could no longer hold back his emotions, and his tears fell in front of thousands of pairs of eyes. The scene happened so quickly, yet it was enough to make the entire concert arena fall silent for a moment. A keen fan camera filmed Jungkook's face looking down, trying to hide his sadness, but the gleam of tears remained clearly visible. As Taehyung stood nearby, many noticed the two looking at each other, as if conveying a wordless message. ARMY, who were at the scene, testified that the atmosphere suddenly turned silent, then boisterous with hysterical screams full of worry. Korean media quickly reported on the incident. Several entertainment portals cited internal sources as saying that Taehyung is considering a new direction in his career. Although there has been no official confirmation, rumors are circulating that he is seriously considering pursuing a solo path further. There is even news that he plans to leave the group after a certain contract expires. This, of course, caused a big shock, considering that BTS is not just a music group, but a global phenomenon that is already inherent in the hearts of millions of people. Jungkook's tears seemed to reinforce the issue. During this time, Jungkook was known as a very strong person, rarely showing his fragile side in public. But that night, he succumbed to a feeling too heavy to bear. Many consider that crying is a form of fear of losing friends, comrades in arms, as well as a figure who has been an inspiration on a musical journey. Some fans even mentioned that Jungkook's cries sounded louder than the song being played, echoing into the recesses of the hearts of everyone who watched. Speculation grew wild when a short video footage showed Taehyung smiling bitterly just after Jungkook wiped away his tears. The smile that seemed full of meaning gave rise to different interpretations. Some call it a sign of implied separation. Others believe Taehyung is just trying to calm the atmosphere so that it doesn't get more chaotic. But what is clear is that these moments are now immortalized as iconic moments that will not be forgotten, both by the ARMY and the entertainment world at large. The hashtags #StayWithBTS and #WeLoveYouJungkook are trending #1 on various platforms. Armies around the world have been posting messages of support for both Jungkook and Taehyung. They voiced hope that the group would stay together, so that the bond that has been built for more than a decade does not end just like that. There were even fans who made murals in several major cities of the world as a symbol of unity, writing the message, "Forever OT7. On the other hand, entertainment industry analysts assess this moment as showing how fragile the balance of a large group is. BTS's popularity has exceeded reasonable limits, and the pressure they face is enormous. Many argue that Taehyung needs space to find himself, while Jungkook, as the person closest to him, feels firsthand the weight of a decision that may be under consideration. Jungkook's tears may not be just personal grief, but a mirror of the whole ARMY's fear, losing one of their loved ones. The agency has remained silent, releasing only a brief statement that BTS is going through a challenging time, but they remain committed to their music and fans. The statement is not to defuse the situation, it adds to the curiosity. The ARMY said the word challenging implied a code change. Public communication experts also highlight the way agencies choose words, which are perceived as ambiguous and deliberately left open to interpretation. Meanwhile, on social media, videos of Jungkook's tears have been viewed hundreds of millions of times in just a matter of hours. Comments from around the world flooded the post. Some write prayers, others express frustration. Not a few also express fear of loss, because BTS is not just an idol group, but an emotional home for its fans. If Taeyong leaves, the ARMY world will lose one of its stars. One fan wrote. Many also cautioned that Jungkook's tears may not have been just about leaving, but about his inability to express his feelings amid great pressure. As the youngest member, he is often seen as the bright energy of the group, but behind the smiles and laughter, there is a burden that is difficult to explain. When he finally cried in public, it was like a big crack in the strong wall he had been building. ARMY realizes that behind the glitter of the stage, idols are also human beings who can be fragile, wounded, and in need of a hug. Currently, the big question continues to hang. Is Taeyong really going to leave BTS? There is no definite answer. But clearly, Jungkook's tearful moment has changed the way many people view the situation. Even if Taeyong doesn't leave, this incident has left a deep emotional wound. Fans will always remember that night as a point where BTS looked very human, far from the perfect impression they often display in an entertainment world that is often tinged with gossip and rumors. It is difficult to distinguish what is fact and what is only speculation. But one thing that cannot be denied is the emotional power of the moment. Jungkook, with his tears, had spoken louder than 1,000 words. It shows fear, loss, and love in one look, while Taeyong, with a faint painful smile, seemed to confirm that there were things that could no longer be covered up. The whole world is waiting. Will there be any official clarification? Will Taeyong choose his own path? Or will this moment be a trigger for BTS to get closer and prove their strength again? Whatever the answer, the ARMY will always be there. Those who cried with Jungkook that night, those who shouted Taeyong's name, those who refused to give in to uncertainty, all became part of this great story. A story about tears, friendship, and boundless love. Jungkook's tears were not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter full of mystery, full of longing, and full of hope. And the world now can only wait, with hearts beating erratically, whether Taeyong will really leave BTS or choose to stay with the family that has raised his name. Whatever it is, one thing is certain. That night, Jungkook's tears have shaken the world, and no one will ever forget it. As time went on, the atmosphere heated up even more. ARMY began looking for small gestures from every movement, smile, to social media uploads of BTS members. Every word Taeyong writes is interpreted as a hint, while Jungkook's every look returns with suspicion and hope. Some fans even claim to see a change in the pattern of interaction between the two, as if there was a distance that was deliberately maintained. However, there are those who consider that they are trying to keep their feelings for each other so as not to increase the burden. A small moment like Jungkook silently turning his head as Taeyong steps away is enough to make thousands of comments pop up. In the midst of all that, the ARMY has not stopped voicing support with prayers, digital campaigns, to large-scale projects in various cities, as if to say that they are ready to support BTS no matter what. But the big question still hangs in the air. Is Jungkook's crying just a momentary outburst of emotion, or is it really a harbinger of an impending breakup that no one wants to see?